welcome to every movie I've ever seen. Fuck You, It's January is thankfully over, so now we're moving on to February, which is Flashback February. So throughout the month of February, I'm going to be talking about movies on the anniversary of the day they were released. So on February 1st, which is today, I'm going to be talking about a movie that was released on February 1st. And in particular, the movie that I'm talking about today is The Eye. This was released February 1st, 2008, I believe. It stars Jessica Alba. She's like a blind lady who gets an eye transplant so she can see, and she starts seeing some weird things. You know, this is a horror movie. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of horror movies in February, because for a while there, February was also kind of a dumping ground for movies somewhat similar to January. So, but the movie was fine. An interesting enough concept. After watching, I did look into it, and I found out that it is a remake of a foreign horror film. I believe it's probably Japanese, I think. Or maybe Chinese, one of those two. That's a common trend nowadays, remaking foreign horror films. You know, the American version. It might have started with Ring. I don't know. I think the Ring. Ring, was it just The Ring, or? Well, I think the Japanese version was like Ring You or something like that. Ring Ru. Something like that. But that might have been what started that trend, because I believe Ring was very popular, and then they had the American version, and maybe that was successful too, and so they kept going. Or maybe Grudge. I don't know. So that's like a thing. I think, was it Wreck, and then Quarantine? I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I don't watch all these modern horror movies all too much, or old horror movies for that matter. But yeah, uh, movie was fine. It's nice to see Alessandro Nivola as a leading man. You don't see him too much in movies. He's, of course, I don't know what he's most well known for. He played the character of Billy Brennan in Jurassic Park 3. He also played in Face Off, have one of the greatest names in cinema history, Pollux Troy. He was Nicolas Cage's younger brother, Castor Troy. So it's always nice seeing him in things. You don't see him all that much. I saw some other movie of his that he was in. I don't remember. It's like some horror, but more thriller, like psychological-ish. I think he gets falsely accused of assaulting somebody, like assaulting some girl, possibly. I don't know. Parker Posey is also in it. She plays Jessica Alba's sister. I believe she was in The Deal, that horrible rummage sale movie I watched with Christian Slater and Selma Blair. Also had a very, very young Chloe Grace Moretz. I wonder if this was one of her very early films, before she kind of became famous with Hit Girl in Kick-Ass. I don't know. Well, she also had that vampire movie with Asia Butterfield. I think it was Asia Butterfield. Like, Let the Right One In? Could that be it? I don't know. I don't know the whole... I don't know the timeline of all these things, but this was definitely before both of those movies, because she was pretty young. She plays like a cancer patient or something. But, the movie was interesting enough. Neat neat concept, I suppose. Well, that makes the movie 2008, 18, 19, 13 years old, if that math is correct. Yeah, 13 years old today. I should look up the math beforehand. I don't want to embarrass myself in my poor counting in my head abilities. But yeah. Not much to say about it, honestly. I'm not sure how February is going to play out, particularly. Because it's a little different from Fuck You, It's January. Because Fuck You, It's January, there's a unified theme amongst it, is the bad movies and the 0% on Rotten Tomatoes aspect of that. I suppose with Flashback February, it'll just be February in general. Just analyzing the month of February. And you can't really do that until you've gotten deeper. There's no divine revelations that I can make based on just this one movie that was, one of hundreds of movies that have been released in February. So, we'll keep going. See what else February has in store for us. But this was, it's a standard 2000s horror movie. Really, honestly, I was honestly very surprised that at no point does she lay in bed and look up and there's a water stain on her ceiling, because that happens in like every 2000s horror movie. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about The Eye.